Yeah. Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil.
And I'm Leroy. Well, we going to Houston, Texas, where Joey Lamar Ellis, a Urban Park Ranger, is accused of threatening Babe with jail time if he didn't pay him and allegedly helping him to lure men into Cullen Park for sex. Here's the report. Have fun with this one.
New at 10 and only on 2, a second man has come forward with shocking claims against a Houston Urban Park Ranger.
That's right. The man says 33-year-old Joey Lamar Ellis demanded he either give him sex or cash to avoid being arrested.
Wow.
Devin Clark joining us now from Cullen Park, where the man says all of this happened to him twice.
The man you're about to hear from says this used to be a place where he could come, run, work out, clear his mind. But now he says it triggers memories of a series of traumatic events that he still finds hard to believe.
This is like traumatizing. Like, my life would never be the same, ever.
This man who asked not to be identified is the second alleged victim of Houston Urban Park Ranger Joey Lamar Ellis to come forward. His story begins early April in Cullen Park after the man says he was getting ready to leave after a workout when Ellis did the unthinkable.
He ended up stopping me. I was at my car and he was like, "You trespassing, your car going to be towed. You're not supposed to be out here."
The man says Ellis made him pull his pants down, demanded his license, and threatened to take him to jail unless he did one of two things.
He told me, "You can suck this, you know what, or you can pay me."
The man says he reluctantly paid Ellis some $260.
Oh,
He
my
had like a
goodness, you must be
holster, like a...
I'm like, man, you better get the fuck out my face. Do they? I'm assuming these park rangers have guns and all that stuff.
Some of
I'd
them
have got
do,
in
not
my
all
car and kept going. Yeah, I would have got in my car and kept going. He going to say, have sex with him or give him some money. You automatically already know that it's that no cop is going to say anything to you like that.
All he had to do was like fucking recording. And like you said, get in your car. He's not going to fucking blow your head off.
Right.
This sounds like some bullshit.
holster.
Out of fear, the man says he did not report the first incident. When he returned to the
Why
park
not?
a few weeks
That
later,
tell you right there. Get the fuck out of here with this out of fear shit.
Well, here's the kicker, Philip. He went back for seconds. Because if that happened to me, I'm like, well, look, I ain't going in that park no more. You come up to that park again after that situation happened.
Oh my goodness.
I bet you this park is like some type of gay meet and greet. I bet you. Like they go and bang in the woods somewhere.
Yeah.
I bet.
he says he ran into Ellis again.
He was like, "You already know the routine. I told you not to be out here."
That's your fault. That's your fault. You do know the routine. So why the hell you go back over there?
One or two things, basically what he told me the first time.
But this time, the man says he was able to get away, but Ellis didn't back down.
So I jumped the curb and I drove off. As I attempted to drive off, he was following my car, like on the highway, like speeding. Then he tried to sideswipe me and everything.
Oh, I don't believe none of this stuff.
Yeah, this shit sound crazy.
So he asked you for sex. You pretty much got in a high-speed chase. Anybody see y'all he has a park ranger, I'm pretty sure he has with the emblems on a car or whatever. So y'all on a high-speed chase and nobody's seen this going on?
And a park ranger side swiping you and chasing you.
Right. That don't even sound right.
They got highway patrol. Another cop would have saw this and fucking said, "What the hell's going on here?"
Exactly. And the cameras on the highway. So they look at the cameras, they're gonna be like, well, why is this park ranger chasing this guy? And have you gotten a call in going on about something going on there? No, we never got no call. So what's going on here?
Like you said, in this day and age, everybody got phones. So somebody in another car would have called the cops.
Right.
Get me to pull over.
He tells us he eventually lost Ellis. Now, he says he found the strength to file a report with HPD after hearing
That's his damn boyfriend. And they was arguing in the park or something. This don't sound right.
Another man came forward with a similar story earlier this month, leading Ellis to be charged in that case with felony official oppression.
I just left it alone, but then somebody else spoke up, so I just hope that others would speak up.
Houston police are hoping for the same, asking for any other potential victims to come forward.
Our brother Devin better watch out in their park. It's dark too.
Last check.
You in the fucking
Ellis,
park? Rainbow Park?
was in the Harris County Jail and is scheduled to be in court tomorrow. We reached out to his employer, but so far have not heard back. Reporting from Cullen Park, Devin Clark, KPRC 2 News.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
more to the story.
Because this ain't no grown man shit. Somebody threaten you to blow them or you gonna give them some cash and then you just fucking do it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. Then you're gonna tell him to pull
And
down
then come right
the
back,
pain.
circle right back around to the same park.
Right. And I'm like, if that shit happen, I would never go in that park, step foot in that park again. First of all, I'm a press charges, or go to the park ranger headquarters or whatever. That this park, like, what's your name? And he tried to make me do something like that. I'm gonna go to the wherever the headquarters or whatever, and I never set foot in that park again. And my man go up there.
He could have hit record if he's sitting in his car. He could have hit record and just let his phone record it, or hit record in his pocket, some shit.
Right. He go up there for seconds. Well, here's our boy Joey Lamar Ellis in court.
A Houston urban park ranger accused of threatening a man with jail time if he didn't pay him appeared before a judge this morning. 33-year-old Joey.
Did you see
it?
Yeah. Lamar Ellis is charged with felony official oppression. KPRC 2's Rochelle Turner was in the courtroom and she spoke to the prosecutor.
What is this felony? What?
Oppression.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. It should be like extortion, sexual assault, and harassment.
Right.
And defense attorney.
The hearing only lasted about 10 minutes. Joey Lamar Ellis didn't have much to say when the judge read his bond conditions.
Our girl right here, Rachel, kind of looks like Sally Richardson in her prom.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we heard details involving the first victim who encountered Ellis at Cullen Park. Prosecutors say Ellis was on the clock during the time of the incident, but he was not supposed to be working at Cullen Park. He approached a man who was sitting in his car with a...
Yeah, this is a little gay meet and greet. He wasn't even supposed to be there.
That was, like you said, that was a meetup. Some fucking,
right.
What's the app they use? Tinder, Bender, whatever the fuck it's called.
No, Tinder's for straights.
Grinder.
Right,
Yeah. That's what they doing.
Man telling him to get out of the car, strip down naked, and confess to a crime he didn't commit. Prosecutors say Ellis told the victim he would take him to jail if he didn't pay. The victim gave Ellis $20 cash and cashed at him $100.
Then the
well, didn't he just say in the report that it was $200?
I don't know. My thing is, like, what time of day is you going to this park? Is no one else in this park? There's definitely some old meet and greet gay stuff.
defendant says you're going to help me lure in other men to do the same scheme, essentially. And that's when the complainant was able to get away from the defendant at a time later and was able to go to a nearby gas station and call 911 and report this to the police.
The defense attorney denies the allegations.
Mr. Ellis is an upstanding citizen. He's never been in trouble a day in his life, and he strongly contests these charges. And we think as the evidence unfolds, it'll be seen that this was a mistake to bring these cases.
A second victim spoke to KPRC2's Devin Clark about similar allegations. The man says back in April, Ellis approached him as he was leaving the park and made him pull his pants down, demanded his license, and threatened to take him to jail unless he did one of two things: have sex with him or pay him $260. The man paid the money but didn't report the incident to police out of fear. The man returned to the park a few weeks.
So this one cop,
and he came back to the park too.
Right, this one cop that you so scared that you won't tell that this guy tried to assault you this way, and then you give him money.
But he said he came back to the park. So this is the second guy that came back.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he wants you to recruit you for other men to come in the park. So I guess he could do the same thing to them. I tell you, this is like some type of a gay like meet and greet or whatever.
That's what it sounds like.
And he ain't even supposed to be there.
Later and ran into Ellis again. This time he managed to get away and filed a report with police. Prosecutors say Ellis could be facing more charges if more victims speak out. Houston police tell us that if you've encountered Ellis at Cullen Park, to give them a call and make a report. Ellis is scheduled to be back in court in August. Reporting from downtown, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC 2 News.
That's the craziest shit I've heard.
I tell you, the news is much more funnier than any TV show. If I was a young man coming up, I wouldn't even bother messing around with a TV. The only time I would pretty much would turn my TV on is to play video games. I would just sit on my phone or my tablet or my computer and just look at shit like this. It's way more entertaining. What the hell kind of shit? These dudes was assaulted and it came back for seconds. We going to Memphis, Tennessee, where Kenyatta Harris is charged with murder after a man was found dead at Cherokee Park. She is accused of taking $60 from him and using it to buy 2 wing combos. Here's the report.
Memphis police say they were able to find Kenyatta Hayes thanks to her mom turning her in after seeing her daughter on the news being wanted in connection with a death near Cherokee Park.
It kind of seems like our girl has like a real thick Southern accent, but she's trying to hold it together.
Charged with first-degree murder, either a life sentence or death penalty possibly.
Kenyatta Hayes is dressed in orange as she appears in front of Judge Ronald Lucchese. According to the police affidavit, this started Monday. Memphis police responded to a shooting near Cherokee Park where they found a man dead. Investigators released this video to the media asking for public tips to identify this woman who was running away from the scene. Police say the next day, Hayes' mom, Shantae Jones, told them she saw her daughter on the news as a person of interest in a homicide. We went to Miss Jones's house to see why she turned her daughter in. According to court records, Kenyatta Hayes told police she met the victim at a Marathon gas station and agreed to be with him for $60. However, according to Hayes, she never planned on keeping her end of the bargain.
It's so funny how they lay down on the news, whatever. They went to the gas station and she said she was going to take him a trip around the world for $60. And the man was like, all right, we can go ahead and do it in the park or whatever, but she robbed him.
She was going to hit a lick, a common term for robbery. When asked why she killed the victim, she told police she was thirsty for money. According to the affidavit, she used the $60 to get 2 hot wing combos for her and her boyfriend and had $13 left. Now she has to figure out how she's going to pay her bond and an attorney.
No bond set today. They're not going to hire you.
So she thirsty for money, but she only got $60.
A lawyer?
Reporting for your news leader, I'm Jessica Knowles, WREG News, Channel 3.
Our girl Jessica, right? She got a real thick Southern accent, but she just holds it. She try to hold it together when she does the news. You can hear it. What the hell? How dumb is this girl is right here? Hitting a lick $60?
No.
All right, Dale, we go to Chicago, Illinois, where Antoinette Newsom was shot 7 times by her ex-boyfriend, Lander D. Coleman, the father of her 3 children. Here's the report.
We begin tonight at 6 with a CBS 2 exclusive. You may have seen this hours-long SWAT standoff unfold here on CBS 2 this morning. The man at the center of it all on the run after police say he shot a mother and her 2 children.
That mother now detailing the horror she lived through that night. To CBS 2's Marissa Perlman. We must warn you, this may be hard to hear and see.
That had to be the most terrifying thing that I ever been through in my life.
We met Antoinette Newsom, where she's been recovering from 7 gunshot wounds.
Dang.
I woke up to a gun in my face.
She wants you to see what domestic violence did to her and her family. Matson police say this man, the father of 3 of her kids, shot her while she was sleeping. She believes he snuck into her home, hid for hours, and attacked.
My 2 babies was in the bed. And my baby got out and she said, "Mommy, please don't die."
She survived physically, but she'll live with this forever.
The 3 bullets in the chest they couldn't take out, so I have to keep that forever.
She won't be able to use her arm properly again.
Yeah, it was a bullet.
She was also shot in the chin and head. Her 12-year-old son, Junior, heard the shots from the next room and tried to help her. He was shot too. Her daughter, 23, sleeping downstairs, was shot and beaten.
So those 2 that he shot wasn't his kids. It was only the littlest ones was his children. He didn't give a fuck about the mother kids. That's why he shot her. And the girl laying on the couch, whatever. He didn't want her in the house anyway. So I hate to laugh. I'm sorry. Mama's boyfriend. And I'm sorry. I just don't. What I would ask her, it'll probably be wrong, and I'll probably be victim blaming or victim shaming or whatever. What I would ask her is, what led up to this? So all of a sudden he just come in and try to shoot you 7 times. Something happened.
Something happened, definitely.
Right.
To shoot kids, what type of monster are you?
The suspect seen on surveillance running from their home with a gun in his hand. But this morning, almost 2 weeks after this nightmare.
So he shot her 7 times, shot the little son and a 23-year-old daughter. What led up to this? Something led up to this. Something was said or something was done for him to act this way. Mm-hmm. He didn't just come in the house and, I'm going to take my gun and shoot you 7 times while you laying in bed. While his kids are there too, by the way.
Roseland, Lander Coleman was spotted with a gun and engaged in an almost 10-hour standoff with the FBI, SWAT, and police.
It's finally over.
What do you think?
Would he have a BB gun?
No, he had a gun.
I know. I'm just saying, like, she got shot 7 times, 2 times in the chest, in the arm. All this, like, normally if you get shot in the chest once, you probably die. Twice in the chest,
right?
And 5 other times, and she's sitting here talking like the next day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, what did he have, a BB gun?
During the interview with her hospital gown on.
In the parking lot. They said, not up in here.
Right.
Take that shit outside. The hospital wasn't playing that. She's so hyped to get on the news that she got to fucking go out there all banged up. Like you said, with the gown on and the fucking brace around her arm and shit. She need to lay down.
Yes.
She want to do this interview.
Yes, and they couldn't take the bullets out of her chest. Like you said, she need to be sitting somewhere resting, not doing an interview. You don't have to speak. Get up on the camera to speak. If you want to be an advocate for domestic violence, you could have did it later when you healed up.
Mm-hmm.
The media, Chicago police, Madison police, the FBI is what happened. They worked hard. They worked so hard in the little time that they had, and they caught him.
They caught him 2 days after we first showed you Wednesday what happened inside this home. Less than 2 days before the shooting, Newsom was granted an order of protection after what she calls years of domestic abuse. She says she tried to add their kids to that protective order, but a judge denied it, and Coleman was allowed to ask for parenting time. What would you say?
That's probably what it was. That they was probably
She
arguing about
seeing his kids.
Yep, that's probably what it was. And he probably was pissed, and he probably broke in the house.
But I bet you he was already a thug dude with a long criminal history, but she thought that was attractive and she gonna have babies with him.
Yes. And I know it's a traumatic incident, but don't she look different with the pictures of her with her kids than this picture right here?
Mm-hmm. Don't even look like the same person.
Yep.
Domestic violence victims, survivors.
Never give up. The system is hard to navigate through. Never give up. Keep pushing. Stay safe. That's all you
choose better people to be around you and your kids. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Well, it ain't her fault, fool. That's you victim shaming.
It's enough to go around for everybody.
It is.
We're told Coleman is recovering at the University of Chicago with minor injuries.
That's the guy that got minor injuries. I was about to say minor.
8,000 people in Cook County who
what kind of injury? Who's that? A son?
No, had the minor injuries. The kid.
Okay.
Orders of protection.
I thought he was in there just shooting up everybody.
Yep. Other than he ain't shoot his kids, but he
I understand it. So he shot her son, but he got minor injuries. She got 7 times hit, 2 in the chest, and she's fine. Doing an interview the next day. And then you got a daughter that slept on the couch that got beat up and shot.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody die. You fucking rubber bullet shooting ass.
Last year alone. In the newsroom, Marissa Perlman, CBS 2 News.
If you are a domestic violence survivor or trying to help someone who is, we have resources on our website, cbschicago.com.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but she's the cause of it. I'm thinking it was probably them kids. He wanted to see his kids, and she was playing them games, and he got tired of playing them games. You don't play around with people like that. And like you said, he probably was old thug anyway, charges and all that type of shit, and she just thought that was cool or whatever. Nobody just walks in and just starts shooting you for no reason. There's a story behind it. Well, here we go. We're going to Phoenix, Arizona, where Phoenix police are investigating a DoorDash delivery driver who was caught on camera masturbating at the front door of a customer he just had delivered food to. Here's the report.
Jesus Christ.
A young woman in Phoenix is speaking out tonight, sharing a horrifying story about what happened with a food delivery driver. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us.
Probably left some jizz all on the
I'm
fucking
Cuddy
bag.
I'm Mark Curtis.
She got a cute face here, too.
After dropping off the woman's food, which is disgusting when you hear what happens from there, the delivery driver comes back and exposes himself at her front door. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono talked to the woman, and Bianca, this is just disgusting.
Yeah, guys, it really is. And food delivery services have become such.
Breen, Devon, that name don't even sound real. It sound like something she done made up.
A routine part of so many people's lives, and this is really a nightmare scenario. And the reality is the woman would have never known this happened had the incident not been caught on her neighbor's camera.
It just happened to be one night where I was like, I don't want
She has a pretty face here, too.
to make food.
It was a
That's
typical
why he did it.
Friday
He knew who it was.
Yep, when she opened that door, he said, oh, shit.
I got to make this count.
night for Lily's Seafing phone. She works in the restaurant industry and got home from work, ordering a late dinner before going to sleep.
I had that DoorDash deliver my food.
The events of that night captured on her neighbor's Ring doorbell camera. And at first, when the DoorDash delivery driver drops off her food, nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. Then at 2:11 a.m., Lily grabs her food, glancing down the hallway.
Yep, he looked at her. He said, oh, shit.
He was walking across, but his eyes were like locked sideways to me. And I was like, that's weird.
The DoorDash driver still there. Her stomach turned.
And so I locked both locks on my door.
Then she went to sleep, never expecting the news she would get the next morning.
I got a message from my neighbor across the hall that has the Ring camera. And he told me like, hey, this is what happened.
At 2:16 a.m., the DoorDash worker was back, masturbating at her front door.
Just disgusted, violated, just uncomfortable. Just because he knows exactly where I live, how to get into my building.
Lily, scared for her safety, immediately notified DoorDash and the Phoenix Police Department. The initial response she got from the company
said that he was removed from any of my future orders. Just yours. Just mine.
A DoorDash spokesman.
So he can jack off in front of somebody else's apartment. That don't even make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But and then this is apartment complex. He could get in there because somebody else could request some food.
Mm-hmm.
Person telling 12 News in a statement that was a miscommunication, claiming he was deactivated right away. Days later,
No, they called back and complained. They didn't give a shit.
Lily got an updated response from DoorDash saying the delivery driver was removed from the platform, offering her a $15 credit.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
For Phoenix Police.
Right.
They ain't even enough to cover your meal.
Nope.
Public information officer tells 12 News detectives are actively investigating the case, working to establish the appropriate crime that was committed, along with identifying the person responsible.
Situations like that could get worse. Had he just been standing at my front door waiting for me to get my food and like just push into my apartment.
Nah, he wouldn't have did that because he didn't know. That could have been a dude getting the food. He didn't know. He wouldn't known. But he looked and saw your face when you opened the door, and he said, "Oh shit, that's what that's all about."
And this is bullshit too, because if you sign up for DoorDash, I'm pretty sure you have to put your information in it. They know who this guy is.
Yes, they act like they don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
says she's thankful she's okay, but believes this man's brazenness is an indication this wasn't his first time, hoping an arrest is made soon.
Hold him accountable for what he did.
Just an awful situation. And DoorDash says every driver has to undergo a criminal background check and motor vehicle check.
Sure
Again, police say this remains an active investigation and no arrests have been made.
So some reckless way, this guy is on, like you said, he's doing DoorDash and all that stuff. Some reckless way, they don't know who this person is. That don't make any sense.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Well, we're going to Atlanta, Georgia, where attorney Shelitha Robertson was sentenced to 7 years in prison for pandemic loan fraud, which you always say. And here's the kicker that I guess she's in the Democratic political circle. None of the Atlanta news outlets that we go to even talked about this. So I got this from Fox News. Shout out to Anton Davis because he talked about this also. So here we go.
Mo money, mo problems, at least for former Atlanta City Attorney and Democrat Shelitha Robertson. Now, she was just sentenced to 7 years behind bars after being found guilty for pandemic loan fraud over $15 million worth. Robertson gave out this advice in 2023.
Goes back to what I've always told you. Don't ever chase the money. The money will come.
Oh, that money came to her.
Oh, sure will.
Yeah.
It's the universe, not the bag.
Don't chase the money. The money will come to you. The old saying that you didn't got off a damn TV show.
Did you like the black guy that the African guy that was scamming and shit for the COVID money? He had all those millions that he was posting online with all the cars and stuff. It's like, yeah, I used to work in a restaurant and now I'm rich and you can do it too. I was like, oh, here we go.
Right.
Remember that story?
Yeah.
That's it. Chase your passion, baby. Chase your dream. The money will come.
Yeah, the money will come courtesy of the American taxpayers. Because safe to say, she didn't practice what she preached. In April and May of 2020, Robertson chose to follow the money and fraudulently applied for millions of dollars in government loans for 4 businesses that she owned. And then she hooked herself up.
Well, look, here's my question. If you're scamming the government or whatever, you already have in your mind that you're going to do this scam with the government. Aren't you a little scared?
I think if you saw enough people doing it, first off, because people had to see other people doing it and get away with it to know, oh, this shit is sweet like that. You know what I mean? Because remember, that shit got rampant and everybody was doing it.
Right.
You would say, you know what? I ain't going hard. I'm going to just hit them low so way I fly under the radar. You don't go big and then be on fucking podcasts and shit bragging about, yo, you gotta, the money will come and chase your dreams and all that bullshit.
With luxury items that came with a very steep price tag, such as a swanky Rolls Royce, a 10-carat diamond ring.
And the Rolls Royce was pink also. So she's driving around. She did the fraud and she's driving around in the damn pink Rolls Royce.
And Georgia filings show that she donated $1,000 to Trump prosecutor Fani Willis's Democratic primary election campaign. That donation went through around the same time that Robertson received her massive payouts from the Paycheck Protection Program. Paris, you can't make this up.
No, I mean, when you hear about all the candy that she was raking in, she was rolling like J-Lo before Ben Affleck. You know, is there a fiduciary responsibility of Fani Willis as a district attorney to pay attention to, as then a candidate who's donating to her campaign?
No, they're trying to
she got things to worry about. She can't worry about where this money coming from.
Right. They're trying to put those two together. No, ma'am. It ain't gonna work like that. Like you said, it's only $1,000. You know how much money she was getting? And what do you think she gonna sit and her personally self gonna sit and check where this money came from?
Right.
Like when you get a certain amount, are you responsible for looking and seeing where that money came from?
Oh, that's a far stretch.
And if you are, and something like this hoax, are you also responsible for going after that person? I mean, I have questions for Fani Willis now. Robertson basically answered them all. She chased the money, and she was trying to make sure that the pot was big, so she was trying to tell everybody else don't chase the money.
So
when she got there, and found the money, it'd be waiting for her.
Right. And according to 12 New York jurors, then absolutely every dollar needs to be scrutinized when you're coming about election, right, Kaylee?
Yes.
In politics, there is a drumbeat, like with Harvey Weinstein when I was at the RNC. They were demanding the DNC pay back the money that was paid to them by Harvey Weinstein in the form of donations. So that is a fair question for Fani Willis. But the audacity of this woman, the Paycheck Protection Program came into place during COVID when I was in the administration, and it was for the purpose of being given to business owners to keep your employees paid because employees couldn't work. Businesses,
Right. It's people that had businesses that didn't even have employees and got darn protection money.
And
So
my barber filed for it and couldn't get shit. And he got a legit fucking barber shop. And then you just giving it to, they didn't want people that was legit to really get it. They wanted people to scam so they can flip the corner and lock their ass up. That's what it was about.
And they'll have to pay restitution with interest.
Yep.
So yeah, just like you said.
We didn't want them to go under. So this PPP program was for that purpose. This woman wrote on a form that she had 4 companies and 427 employees. I looked everywhere. I want to know how many employees she.
Like you always say, they already knew it. It don't take an internet search to find out if she got 400 employees.
Exactly. They didn't give a shit. They could have did their own investigation before they gave that money out. They gave it to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that wanted to scam, y'all get scammed now, because in their long grand scheme of things, we coming for your ass a little bit later.
Yes, sir. 400. Now, come on now. Now, okay, now, is she like a new jack with this scamming shit? Or because ain't no way in the world I would lie and say I have 400 employees. Now,
Well,
I may say like 10.
Right, so she figured if I'm going to go for it, I'm going balls to the wall, make it count. And that's what I was just talking about. You should, if you're going to scam like that, go low where you can fly under the radar. Let the other big wigs get caught.
Right. So she chased the money.
Actually had. She clearly didn't have 427. She wanted to go out and buy diamonds.
Well, you can steal the money without any employees, which was part of the fraud, just to be clear. By the way, that program was $1.2 trillion. Just last summer, there was a report that $200 billion possibly was spent in fraudulent claims, PPP, unfortunately.
And I bet it's more than that.
Yeah. There was the pastor in Minnesota. He said he had 28 employees. He didn't have any. There was a pastor, a man in Florida. He bought himself a $3 million home. Didn't even have a business.
Wow.
I mean, the fraud was massive. So it was meant in a good way, obviously. But look, at the end of the day, Sam Bankman-Fried, all that money that crypto stolen money that he gave to all those politicians in D.C. They're not giving that back.
That was the other shush fund.
But Lawrence, here's the thing. The government only makes money because of our taxpayer dollars or what it seizes from us. So the good idea wasn't actually a good idea. If they would lessen regulations, that's how businesses thrive and are able to actually make an income. So her getting the free money and everything that people used to crow about and sing about, it is our money that not only goes to the government, but then goes to those fraudulent recipients. And it seems that no one in that party ever appreciates or recognizes that.
They don't understand it, and they're so hypocritical. And this happened all over the country. But what's particularly egregious about her case is part of what her claim to fame is justice, especially in the area. And ATL is the modern day Black Wall Street. She was stealing money from the community that she said that she was advocating for. $15 million that were supposed to go to employment of those Black residents.
Yeah, she don't give a shit. Don't you get it?
Exactly. But here, when we were talking about this when it was going on here, bar owner going to argue to death with me about it ain't that easy.
All right.
Still saying under the banner that she's saying no justice, no peace.
No, because she was probably like your barber. She tried for it and Hager got a legit business and everything and tried for it and didn't get it.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with her. I bet you.
That's why she told you it wasn't that easy, where everybody else was just ripping the government. And I'm giving her stories and all. I got personal stories about people that did it. And she talking about, oh, it ain't all that easy. Shit.
Racial justice. How can you advocate for that and steal from those same people in the area? But this is par for the course with the Democrats of today.
Well, that's right.
Oh, here they go with this shit.
Ask Miss Colors, who was leading up the BLM organization.
Right.
How you can taste
Patricia.
and
That was a
also say
fraud.
that you- right.
Oh boy, is Fox News like this because they kind of funny.
And hypocrisy is not a crime yet, but fraud certainly is. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagna.
Oh, that's actually funny if that shit was like that every day. Hey, here come them damn Democrats. Well, all right, y'all. You can reach the Judgmentals on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter at PNL Judgmentals. Oh, also at YouTube at PNL Judgmentals. Subscribe to our YouTube. And you can email us at pnljudgmental@gmail.com. So, all right, Phil.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, woke that, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my